He is known as the Dogist on social media with millions of followers who love his man's best friend information on Instagram, Facebook, and the blog. Now, Elias Weiss Freeman has put his photographic encounters with thousands of dogs into a brand new book, and we welcome the Dogist to Talk of the Town. Good to have you with us here today. Now, this isn't your first time to town. You've been through here before, actually just a little bit of pleasure from time to time.
Yeah, I've had a good time, going down Broadway. I've been to the Grand Ole Opry before. I went to the Jack Daniel's Distillery. I love Nashville. All
right, so let's talk a little bit about the book itself and how this all got started. So, how did this process get started? Because I guess this isn't what Mom and Dad had in plan for you.
No, I grew up photographing our own dogs, but it was kind of a crazy idea to tell my parents, I want to photograph other people's dogs for a living. So, the question is, how do you turn your hobby into to become an artist?
Yeah.
So I grew up and went to school, moved to New York City, worked in brand strategy for a few years, but I was part of a layoff. But I think that was kind of the best thing that could have happened to me in retrospect, because that allowed me to sort of take a step back and find my creative roots again.
Okay.
And I was in New York and I was sitting on the couch and I said, what can I do, with my camera? And I saw this great story, dogs walking around everywhere, and who are they? I think that's something we all wonder. It's like, who is that dog? And so I decided that was going to be my project. And this is 2 years ago. I think I've photographed 8,000 dogs now.
Wow.
Been to 30 cities around the world, and I have my first book, which is now a bestseller.
Yeah, it's great that this is already a fantastic bestseller here. All right, so let's talk about a couple of these pictures coming up. All right, so tell me about this one.
That's Nathan. He's a prized bloodhound, and he's this is at Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show in New York. And the owner was just, I asked for a photo, and next thing you know, she's demonstrating the Yearspan. This is a dog called Topaz. I see I remember the names.
Okay.
A boxer in New York City wearing a raincoat, and I just love the expression in the, dogs have a style in themselves. This is a dog called Chappell, which is Superman's name.
Yeah.
And that's a German pinscher, and he's missing one of his toes on his feet because of I think he had a cancer there.
All right, so some of these you do a session, but some of these, is it just you're walking down the street and you go, oh, that might make a cute picture?
Yeah, I mean, that's what most of it is I'm walking around with my camera and I spot a dog and I go chase him down and I say, excuse me, may I take a photo of your dog? And some people give me this crazy look, but they say, okay. So then, I'm wearing knee pads, I have a squeaky tennis ball, I have treats in the other pocket, and I have this sort of dance with the dog for a minute or two. And my objective is to get them to pose.
Okay.
It's easy to get a person to pose, right? Camera, smile. For a dog, they're bouncing all over the place. What I'm good at is making them seem like they know they're having their picture taken. It seems more human,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this one. This is a great shot in the snow.
Yeah, that's in Prospect Park in Brooklyn, and that was an action shot of a dog. I think it's called Chappell.
Chappell, okay.
This is in Florida. That's a Rottweiler. And she's been coming to this park for 7 years, is the quote here. That's a Chow Chow named Bamboo in New York. You can see the purple tongue of the Chow. Yeah.
So when this started, and that's our last one there. So when this started, there was the hope for you that this would turn into something successful. Did you think it would lead to a point where you would have over a million? What is it, a million and a half?
1.5 million
on Instagram now?
Me. Yeah, I think from day one, this is sort of like the hope. But I had this vision. This is a great story, right?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to know about dogs, and I'm not really the first person to have the idea of being, the dog photographer. But if I was consistent and I stuck to it, I knew that it would be what it is now.
Ever branching into cats?
I actually do run the Catist.
Oh, okay.
As well. They're hard to find walking around, but they're equally as beautiful.
Well, super. Well, thank you very much for being with us
thank
today.
You for having me.
Now, you can meet Elias at a book signing coming up tonight at 6:30 at Parnassus Books on Hillsborough Road, and you can follow his blog on Instagram, and the account is @TheDogist.